Hello, welcome back to From Soft Serve. We find ourselves in Blighttown in Dark Souls Re-Remastered mod. And what are those? Oh my god, they're torches. I spent yesterday working on the mod, adding back like 60 plus point lights manually, and the torch SFX. So that's kind of how it works in Dark Souls Dark Souls Remastered modding, Dark Souls 1 in general, is you have to add a region point which handles geographically where that thing is going to appear. Then you have to make a point light for it. Then you have to make an SFX for it. And then each one of those has fields that connects to the region point, which handles where it actually goes in the game. And so imagine doing that 60 plus times, a lot of copy and paste. Super fun. Anyway, they're really cool. But really quickly, before we get back to this, I want to show how to install Dark Souls Re-Remastered, because it is a little more difficult than it used to be with the dependencies that it has, especially with the DSR shader overhaul. So just really quickly, here's how you install it. Skip ahead if you want to skip past installation. But let's actually go to a couple different folders here. Okay. I was downloading some Bloodborne images, don't worry about it. So, when you download DSRR, because we'll actually go to the page real quick, you will see the main file, and you'll see a patch. Oh, dang. 1 second. Hold on. Let me fix something real quick. Edit details. Yes. Install after main file. There you go. Let me save that. Oh, okay. Okay, bro. You don't like exclamation points? Come on. Okay. So also sorry if you hear the phlegm in my voice at all. I am still a little bit under the weather. I feel mostly fine. I just don't sound great. Let's hit save on that. But yes, you have the main file, and then you have the patch file. So first you download the big fat ass one that's like 9 gigabytes, and you'll get a RAR file. It's like 9.3 gigabytes currently. And you extract that, and you're going to get all these folders, except for the patch release. Don't worry about that. And you get all the folders, and you copy them. Don't worry about the patch release. That's not part of it. That is for my usage. And here is your Dark Souls Remastered folder. Just for comparison's sake, here's an actual unmodded one, which you'll see looks very similar. Dark Souls Remastered, for whatever reason, is unpacked by default. We don't really know why, but it is, versus the other games that have to be unpacked. And we're not really sure why it doesn't need to be unpacked, but like, it's already unpacked, so whatever. Shout out to QLock for that. It's one step I can skip. But anyway, basically, you copy the folders from the RAR that you extracted, pop them into your Dark Souls Remastered game folder. It's going to ask you, do you want to overwrite? And you go, yes, big dog, absolutely I do. And then that will be great. So we'll do that, and then we can actually install the patch if you want at this point, which the patch is luckily super small. And you can, here's the RAR file. It is 2 folders, and you basically extract that. I posted an update today adding back those torches. All right, here we go. And you basically map and pair them, and then you can copy them to your game folder. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, the patch is installed. It's going to ask you, do you want to overwrite? And of course, you do. And so now you have that. Easy peasy. Let's go to the description so you can actually see my installation instructions. My God, my brain. Yeah, so download the latest patch file. Got it. And then it's going to say download this mod. So this handles the material changes. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. I'm realizing my mod description is shit. And download the material effect 1.4 from this mod. Yikes. I just realized I have the completely wrong instructions. Shit. Oh my god. Yeah. Basically, you don't want to download this whole mod. Ugh, that's annoying. Basically, you just want to download Material Effect 1.4. And what that does is it is an update to the material file that Dark Souls Remastered uses. And the material file handles how water appears and a lot of effects and like armor. And it's basically the material, the MTD file handles so much of how the game displays things. And this one sort of brought in some changes to make it look a little bit more like Prepare to Die Edition. And I essentially was like, well, I don't need to reinvent the wheel if there's already this MTD update. I can just point to that and then you can download it. So here you go. I extracted the Material Effect 1.4, easy peasy. And then you'll see it has an MTD folder. I do recommend clicking into your MTD on your Dark Souls Remastered folder. And what I recommend doing is I just copy and then paste, so that way you have backups. If for some reason you have to go back on these, I have not, but you know, such is life. So basically you just copy them and you paste them into the MTD. It'll say, hey, do you want to overwrite? Yes, I do. And then that's it. So you've done the material file one, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And the last step is to download the shader overhaul. It's kind of like the Avengers of Dark Souls 1 modding, is that there's the material mod, there's the shader overhaul, but then my actual mod is doing most of the changes. And so we have DSR shader overhaul, and we will download that. Easy peasy. The shader overhaul basically changes the actual like DX11 shaders, the way that the rendering engine functions, because QLock accidentally left in some debug shaders, which I thought was always funny. Oh, I already have it downloaded. That's true. I do. But anyway, let's download it again, because that'll be fun. Just for example. All right, DSR shader overhaul. There we go. Love to see it. Also, I got to take new screenshots, which, I hate doing the comparison screenshots because you have to like load the game, do that, DSR gadget, save the coordinates, boom, okay, load up the other game, okay, click coordinates, okay, screen. It's just a lot of back and forth. Okay, so we have DSR shader overhaul. Now, the good thing to do is just, yeah, I'll copy it to this unmodded one, and then I'll delete it later for my own usage. But so basically, you just copy the mod engine, and then you copy it into your Dark Souls Remastered game folder. Super easy. And then you click into mod engine, and launch mod _ Dark Souls Remastered is actually the way you're going to launch Dark Souls Remastered. So that's how you play Dark Souls Re-Remastered now, is you basically click that. It's easy peasy. But first, there is one step. And we do delete the param folder, because that will basically fuck with my mod. So I had to learn that the hard way. I was like, yep, we're deleting the param folder, because that's going to load the params that are included there. And we don't want those, because I already have param edits. So with the way that Dark Souls modding in general works, is that whichever param is loaded last will have supremacy. So yeah, we don't want to do that. So basically just delete that. You still have shader, DSR lighting.dll, good stuff. And basically, yeah, it's going to hit the bat file. and then it loads the DSR lighting, DLL stuff and all that, yada yada. It just launches the game like normal. And you'll have my mod, their mod, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And yeah, let's go back to Dark Souls Remastered, because that's how to install it. But now let's enjoy. I'm still tweaking the luminance of areas, because basically the shader overhaul also affected how areas look. So I have to do quite a bit of tweaking here. But yeah, now you get torch illumination and then shadow casting, and you get both of them. I no longer... Well, it doesn't work 100%. There are areas where, like, it's still not working. Like the depths, I had to kind of goof it and add a certain SFX that would have illumination, but is it a true point light? No, it is not. For whatever reason, that area is still not working. God, that texture's fucking low resolution as shit. That's one of the weird surfaces in Dark Souls Remastered that is hard-coded to look like dog shit. That Prepare to Die Edition doesn't have that issue. And it's one where I have to like goof it and then try to like load a texture that's not called the same thing, but it technically is the same texture. And sometimes that works. But yeah, look at all these point lights. They look really nice and cool and awesome. And you can also see them from a distance, because I'm basically not tying them to a map piece or a collision, so they will just load from whenever. So from any distance. So you kind of get a really cool one, like across the gap there. Let me actually save a screenshot of that. I think that looks nifty. Oh, damn it, I missed one? Fuck my ass, god damn it. Okay, well, I missed one. Or maybe that one didn't have one originally. I know, I'm pretty sure it did. They basically put it on all of these little, at the end of the ladders here. But yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. The patch also updated New Londo a bit. Because New Londo, look at this bad texture. And I think it's not actually a bad texture, it's the way it's actually loading it. It's loading it at the wrong scale. It's not tiling it correctly. And I haven't really had success in getting it to scale. So I'm going to look at that again, because I just need it. Look, it's loading it too big. It needs to tile it. Otherwise, it's stretching it over too large of a surface. So I need to hop into the Fiverr file again, and hopefully I can get it to tile correctly. Here's another one. Very nice, very cool. We love to see it. But yeah, I'm still messing with the luminance of areas. So if something is genuinely too dark, and that's kind of the confusing thing, is it too dark versus what Remastered was, but it's more accurate to Prepare to Die Edition? Well, then I will stick with that. But sometimes it's too dark even for that, and I don't intend that. So, oh, the joys of modding Dark Souls 1. It's just a real fucking challenge. A lot of work, and oh, well, that was weird. I don't know what the fuck happened there. It like tried to kick out. It tried to like kick out of the window. Yeah, I need to turn the specular off on this. Yeah, I don't like the way that looks. I will turn that off or swap it back to... Really? Has your wing always been like that, where there's just like floating alphabets? Oh, that sucks. Not loving that. What's up, big dog? How's it going? Okay, cool. Thank you. Actually, yeah, I guess we'll teleport to the depths after this. So you still have my water I added here in fog. So there's like a reflection in the sky. In Valley of the Drakes has clouds, where originally it didn't. It was actually just like a blank color from like Microsoft Paint. That was the skybox. So I actually gave it the sky from like Firelink Shrine and Undead Burg, but it looks correct to Valley of the Drakes, if that makes sense. So pretty cool, pretty spooky. Yeah, let's use DSR Gadget to warp around here. Let's go to the depths for a second. Depths, bonfire, yeah. So I may have missed some torches in the depths, because I'm basically comparing it to a default project. So here's an example of, I think this actually looks quite good. But is this an actual point light? No, it's not. It's actually because for whatever reason the point lights are just not working, even with the shader overhaul, which it doesn't actually make much sense because I don't even have shadow casting turned on in this area because there's legitimately no point. For most of the cases, for the player it actually makes sense. There should be shadow casting on the player, but anyway, it's not perspective correct. But yeah, so interestingly, this is a trick I found like last year, months and months ago, where you basically do the torch SFX, which is 530, and then underneath it you actually use torch FX 511, which is actually candlelight, not torch FX. So, and what it does is that SFX bakes in a point light of sorts. And so it's not perfect, but it actually gives the appearance of illumination, I think, decently well. And so that's kind of what I've settled with here. Because I was like, well, fuck, like it's not working. I don't know why it's not working. I'm gonna make do with what I got here. That's where I'm at. And so I went through the depths and I added all of these torch thingies. So you at least do get some illumination. It's not the ideal form of it yet, unless I can figure out why the fuck it decides not to. One thing I'd like to DM the shader overhaul creator Altimore about is like, hey, can we get the actual SFX to like the torch here? The actual fire effect I would love to have reflected in the planar reflections. Presumably, yeah, that's just a shader limitation. It does actually reflect the illumination. So interestingly, it's already picking up on something from the SFX, but it's just not picking up the actual torch itself. So that's something that, I don't know. I think that'd be nice, nice little upgrade there. So I'll DM them about that and be like, hey, is that... Because apparently with the shader coding, HLSL coding, you can basically tell it to like display whatever the fuck you want. I love planar reflections though. God damn it. Okay, the edge is a little goofy. Damn it. Really cool though. And then that's what led me to work on Blighttown. But yeah, so I'm still working on like the illumination or luminance in areas. I am overall more okay with it being darker than the base game, as it's obviously Dark Souls. So, I don't know. I don't feel like you have to make it bright enough that everyone can see easily. I think there's a bit of challenge in some of the darkness. And I think for me, Dark Souls Remastered, you are a bit more limited because you only have the player lantern plus the skull lantern. And then like the spell as well, but like you're much more limited in the Sunlight Maggot. You're much more limited on what you can use for illumination. Where obviously in DS2 you have the torch. I actually haven't looked at this cutscene in like a hot goddamn minute, so I think it's reflecting. I can't tell if it's not reflecting the arena correctly. It might be the reflect height for whatever collision, but then again, I'm like, what collision are you using for this fucking cutscene? I don't know, man. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Okay, so that's pretty... That's not looking great. Well, okay. Add it to the list of cutscenes that don't look great. God damn it. But God, look at that floor texture. Oh, shit. It looks so good. Yeah, this looks good. Oh yeah, we're getting light. Yeah, this is what, like, I guess we definitely were not getting this in the... Well, I mean, technically, I guess it's a bit more of an accurate reflection. I think it looks a little bit goofy in the cutscene, but, like, if it is actually what's being reflected, I'm pretty okay with that. Fuck yeah. So this is actually part of the MTD update. This is what made this water reflective. So that's actually not a mod change on my end of like the cutscene looking weird. Dude, look at that up close. Oh, you're so nasty, bro. I gotta look at his, I don't think I've updated his, or there. I don't really know the gender of this boss. I don't think I've upgraded your textures yet. So I gotta make sure you're using prepare to die textures. because you were much more colorful in Prepare to Die, and then they kind of washed you the fuck out, bro. Let me put on this armor. Let me put on the standard shit. Alright, what do we got? Nice. Looking good. Alright. Well, cool. I'm going to end the video right here up on these nasty goddamn... Ugh. Whoever animated this, you're a sicko. You're sicko, and I love it. And you're fucking Bloodborne. This is the most Bloodborne coded shit from Dark Souls 1, right? Other than, what's his face from the DLC. Like, he's obviously Bloodborne coded, but look at this shit. Yeah, let me upgrade that texture, because it looks a little, yeah, that's low res. I'm going to fix that shit. Follow me on Twitter if you want updates on upgrading this texture. So, anyway, thank you for watching. Hope that helped you install the mod. And, yeah, thank you for watching.